What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome to the first match of the tournament you've all been waiting for. MREK's Grandmaster Cup, one of the most stacked 1v1 tournaments we have ever seen. And I, Sad Shiva, could not be more honored to start this tournament off with the wonderful Doomsday to see enri and WindowLife duke it out in the first round.
It's a pleasure to be here, Shiva. Good to be on here, and God, this tournament is ridiculously stacked. I mean, people heard the call when MREK sent this news post out, man. Nearly 600 sign-ups. Everyone who's anyone signed up for this tourney and gave the qualifiers a go. And out of all those players, only 16 qualified. That is brutal. But only the best make it through. We've lost some incredibly legendary players already just through those qualifiers. WindowLife and enri, two of the most well-known names in the scene at the moment. Enri has been absolutely dominated in tourneys for quite a long time now, a couple of years at least. WindowLife, incredible mechanics players, and making a name for himself in tournament as well, and showing how versatile he is. It's a good one to open this up, I think. It's an interesting one.
Honestly, like, every matchup in this tournament is exceptional. Not only have we seen some players kind of pop out of nowhere who's performed really well, but on top of that, we're getting some really unique matchups that we don't see very often in this super high-tier scene. Players like Riot and Korean Malico, we don't see them too often in these super mega stacked 1v1 tournaments, and it's amazing to see them because they're going to bring the big surprise in these matchups. Granted, they're going to have some really crazy opponents, but along with that, like players like Arnold coming back as well, being a part of this lineup in the top 16. Qualifying for this tournament is a huge, huge achievement and a big statement for the potential that you have to perform well in a tournament like this. And I mean, this matchup does not disappoint at all. enri, one of the most well-rounded and strongest tournament players in the world at the moment, got 3rd seed in this qualifier stage. Absolutely phenomenal player. Obviously the star of the Philippines, one of the star players for Team Flipinski. Exceptional on so many things, but most particularly emphasized in his tech, his hidden comfort, and a little bit of a special pocket pit in his mechanics. And on the other side, you got WindowLife. Phenomenal mechanics player, absolute double time freak. And just generally really well-rounded in these high skill cap, high SR matchups. So I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys can duke it out. I think there are many skill sets that we talked about previously, Doomsday, about how contested some of these maps can be, especially the speed-heavy maps and the hard rock. But we're already seeing some early picks and bans here. Ban of DT3 by enri and DT2 as well.
Speed is smelly. Double speed ban by enri against WindowLife. I don't blame him. I don't blame him for that one. And those two speed maps are some of the hardest maps in the entire pool, by the way. Just in general, and they're both gone. It's two solid bans, to be fair. And what is that? Banned, yeah, Hidden 2 and the Nomad 6, both of the low AR maps. Naturally, WindowLife doesn't really play much of that, and enri is known for being super consistent on that. So those bans, I think, pretty much wrote themselves before this match.
Yeah, this pick ban stage has already been decided really, really quickly. I mean, it's very safe to say that these guys exactly know what they don't want to deal with. enri does not want to deal with WindowLife's raw speed ability, and WindowLife doesn't want to go anywhere near that gimmick, especially the reading heavy ones in the number 6 and Hidden 2. I was a bit surprised to see enri so decided on getting rid of the speed maps, maybe particularly in DT3, considering that enri has shown some incredible potential on the mechanics. He used to be primarily a mechanics player, but then since shifted to general well-roundedness and really strong tech and hidden ability. But we're going into our first map already of MREK's Grandmaster Cup. This is it, Doomsday. Let the tournament begin, and may the best players win. Nomad 5 is our first pick here for WindowLife.
Makes sense that the first map of this tournament would be the speed map, right? A fitting place for that. And because this map wasn't, well, this song wasn't fast enough already. The sped up version, 255 BPM, all speed all the time. If you're a speed player, this is pretty comfy, and both these players should be pretty decent on this. enri with a really good start. WindowLife holding on a little bit, but it's first map. Time to get used to it.
Yeah, going into this so far, I think this is already kind of proving the notion that these two speed bounds from enri aren't really too big of a signal to how strong enri is on this speed, as enri looking so incredibly dominant. And WindowLife is the first to slip up. Uncharacteristically, if you were to use these bans as a good segue into what you thought could happen on this No Mod 5, enri looking absolutely phenomenal here. This BPM doesn't seem to phase him at all. And WindowLife not only dropping the combo, but dropping a lot of accuracy compared to enri. 99.65 for enri and 96.97. Huge accuracy advantage. Even if this was traded by enri, it's still going to be massively in his favor. 137 going up to 150,000. Is going to keep enri in this lead massively and going into this final quarter. And this like relentless speed burst spam, if enri's already looking this comfortable, I think only a slip up could lead to a break here. This doesn't seem to be anything that can go through enri's wall of absolute consistency. And he's still going, Doomsday.
Still going. WindowLife getting a bit more comfortable. Maybe it's just a case of warming up a little bit. But that's all enri needed. Just absolutely jumping on him on this early weakness. enri's making this look really easy. It's far from it, man. This is kind of insane, actually.
Legit. This is already an insane opening score here from enri. You already knew him as someone who's potentially really strong on these mechanics, but good God, nobody expected this level of dominance from enri. Opening pick for WindowLife, snatched away through effortlessness, it seems like. enri making it look easy, getting himself a first point on the board, and another pick coming up as well to make himself potentially 2 points up against WindowLife already into this Doomsday. This is looking really dominant for an early start. I mean, this is no joke of a speed map. This 250 BPM, stupid high levels of SR here, 7.43 at the first round. That's how you know this is tough, dude. And when you see WindowLife not managing to outshine enri, it's a scary prospect to see enri's form in this. I mean, already instantly leading into Hidden 3. The guy's confident.
Yeah, enri's ready for this. Just right off the bat, no weakness, no lack of warm-up, no nothing. I think WindowLife might have been a bit shaky at the start of that, because after the early miss, he seemed pretty fine. But that's all it really takes to win a point at this level. And Hidden 3, enri is a hidden beast. WindowLife would really want to avoid any hidden against him. But we was chatting about before the match, WindowLife did actually beat enri's score on Ramsing in the qualifiers, which is a pretty extreme tech map on hidden. This is techy too. Different sort of tech though. But it's still tech on hidden.
This is that was one of the major outliers in the qualifiers results that I noticed here with the qualifiers, was that WindowLife actually managed to outshine enri on Ramsing, which is extremely tech slider heavy hidden map that you would expect on paper for enri to completely shred. So there is a little bit of brightness here for WindowLife on this Hidden 3 here. But again, when you look at this, when you see how strong both these guys are respectively on their skills, enri on paper does definitely look a lot more comfortable on this. And going into this first little pass of this Ki, both players still looking really smooth. A small actor from enri going into this early section. But WindowLife is going to end up breaking. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It's Bancho. I take it back. He's chilling. He's still good. Still losing a lot of accuracy, though, to give enri that minor advantage of 27,000 and climbing. But we're still early days here. But this map's quite quick, actually. Early days is not really too short on this map here. We're already getting past the halfway mark, and there are no breaks from either player. Both players looking good. It's just the accuracy advantage keeping both these players alive. There it is, though.
Oh, man, there goes WindowLife. That's a break. That's a real one, I think. enri still chilling. The combo game was looking strong for WindowLife, but not strong enough. And there's the slow part.
Unfortunately for WindowLife, the trade that he was so desperately hoping for from enri is not going to be what happens here. And this score lead is going to be way too deep for, I think, even WindowLife to come back from, especially considering that the hardest part of the map is still yet to come. This final quarter is absolutely brutal with lots of really frightening space doubles. And yeah, general huge difficulty spike. You can already see it there. With another drop there from WindowLife, it's only safe to say now that enri's definitely secured this. But the question is, can he end this in style? His accuracy is looking phenomenal. Good signs of comfort, but a big reverse slider is going to give enri the drop.
Disgusting
slider. That's going to be it for his run. Huge potential there. And honestly, I don't really blame him. Unfortunately, chain misses on that, but it looked extremely good from enri up until that section. And he is now 2 points up. What a dominant start from this guy. 2 points in a row. You saw a little potential for WindowLife in the first half, but at that break, it was all over.
Yeah, really good start there from Enri. WindowLife trying the combo game. Just the one break in that first part. And perhaps if you got through to the ending, it might have been a bit closer. With Enri dropping a lot of misses at the end, but really that's what made the difference. Enri looking real good now. But WindowLife with the next pick, it's best of 11. Plenty more in this game to go, but WindowLife hasn't got too much speed to work with. It's pretty much all gone unless he wants to go into the aim game. DC1 is still a thing.
It's going to be Hard Rock 3 for WindowLife, though.
Oh.
A little bit of an unexpected one, but granted, I think another matching factor about these two players is that despite them both being very strong on mechanics, Hard Rock is actually a mutual weakness from both of these players. We didn't see these guys do too well in the qualifiers on this Hard Rock. Both of them in particular just not really getting the major scores that they were hoping for, but balance it out by their other magnificent scores, with Enri and WindowLife respectively getting their different skill sets completely skyrocketing, but it was Hard Rock being that one singular weakness. So this is going to be one of those chicken maps here. Not really a matter of who plays better or more who plays worse.
Yeah, like this map is spicy as hell as well. It's low BPM control, a lot of rhythms, a lot of aim control. It's 6.5, and this isn't even the precision pick. That's another Hard Rock pick, but in a matchup like this is such a scary map for either person. It's a brave pick. I like it.
Early drops here from WindowLife going into that little bursty section there. You can already see it. This is some really funky aim control precision. Lots of unique beat snap dividers. I can't speak. Beat snap dividers, 1/4 and 1/6 bursts. Lots of really insane aim control requirement. And that Hard Rock slapped on top does not make this any easier. Thankfully for Enri, though, that drop from WindowLife has not been traded, but the recovery from Window is looking decently well, going up to about 200 combo. Bit of a rapid section there. No drops from either player. A little bit of time for WindowLife to potentially gauge some major combo if Enri is to drop next.
I mean, I guess WindowLife was hoping that Enri would struggle on this, but Enri's actually making this look reasonable. 97% is decent for this. The accuracy on this is so hard because of the BPM weirdness. But WindowLife, the combo game just wasn't happening.
You saw it as well as such a distinct break on that final 3-note burst at the end, finishing off the little flow aim section. WindowLife just barely missed on that ending, and Enri just looking so incredibly comfortable, not only having that FC, but having the information that Window is in a really tough spot. 2 breaks to nothing, and a double miss from both players traded is going to be brilliant for Enri. No punishes from Window. So now it's just up to, as long as both players can just maintain an equilibrium in their combo game. If that maintains, Enri's still going to keep going. And even then, if a combo disadvantage is established for Enri, the accuracy is really, really outshining here. And with that big burst leading to multiple act drops and a miss from WindowLife, going into this final quarter, it's looking all Enri.
Yeah, this one's just over. It's just over. Enri is matching his combo and more, and that accuracy difference it's just seismic. It's a brave pick. I still really like that the confidence in the pick from WindowLife, but it just hasn't worked, man. Even though Enri doesn't really like Hard Rock, watching him play, you wouldn't want to believe him. This is a very solid Hard Rock play on this. 97% on this is no joke, man.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think even though this isn't one of Enri's known strengths, he is still completely shredding this Hard Rock 3.
Wow.
And with that, he is 3-0 up, 2 breakpoints in a row. Such a dominant match from Enri so far. 2 misses and a very strong accuracy considering the difficulty of this map. I mean, WindowLife tried to pull a brave pick, maybe hoping to have a who plays worse situation, but Enri wasn't thinking that. He was playing the winning game, and he took it by storm. 400 nearly 1,000 score, 339 to be exact. Such a dominant showing from this guy so far. And once again, he's got another pick, Doomsday. 2 breakpoints is such a tough spot to come back from, and that double speed ban. And as well as that, winning the other speed map that was the only other one available for WindowLife. You can't help but worry for the guy. He's running out of slots to pick from.
The aim head-to-head, I think, is still going to be pretty good. you know, the No Mod 1, the Hard Rock 1 as well, and the DT 1 are all decent shouts to WindowLife, I think, in this head-to-head. But no speed. That Hard Rock 3, clearly really didn't work. Yeah, enri going into the hidden 1, so he's going to be going into some aim himself, but it's in his territory in that hidden pool.
Now, if you were a fan of Corsair's Open 2022, you're definitely familiar with this one. A very well-known hidden 1 with a really unique kind of style with its aim. Infamous linear 1-2 jumps that kind of split amongst one another, as well as a lot of back and forth as well. What makes this so difficult is that with hidden slapped on top, these jump patterns become really difficult to read, especially towards the late stage where they kind of become scattered across the ends of the map, across the ends of the screen. They get pretty tough to read with hidden slapped on top. But enri, we know how comfortable he is in this hidden. This is just a little extra sherbet on the cake for him.
It's not the world's most uncomfortable aim map, but those linears really do bring out the comfort in the hidden players and the discomfort if you're not. Early break from enri gives WindowLife a bit of a window, but, you know, it's very early. There's the break from WindowLife. Pretty much equalized already.
Yeah, we're far too early to really determine those early misses to be anything major. On top of that, this is the first hidden map we're seeing. So maybe a little bit of adjustment here, contrary to the previous maps we've seen being played. But enri's not looking too good so far in this starting section. WindowLife is starting to establish a decent advantage going to this first Ki. As long as he doesn't trade onto this first little main section here, we could see a big established advantage here for WindowLife for the first time in this match.
Yeah, some of those linears were catching out enri quite a few times. And they don't stop in this map. He's got to get used to them. There's a break for WindowLife. Advantage back to enri coming out of this first Ki. But, hey, it's looking like a pretty tense pick here from enri early on. Very well matched.
Oh, enri, though, looking really, really solid on this Ki. Managed to hit through and not securing any major disadvantage here. If that was traded, though, WindowLife could have something to carry off of from this next little verse build-up section. A little bit free combo going into this little bit here. Not too much, though. This map is no slouch. 7.34 stars. And ridiculous aim requirement, as you've already seen. But definitely good signs that enri's adjusting well after hitting that full Ki. But he slider breaks on nothing, actually. Oh, this is tough. And now there's a bit of a bridge section for WindowLife to maybe gain some combo in. But there's still some jumps that could trip him up. He's got to stay comfortable. He's got to stay stern. A little bit of a build-up here. Final third now. And we're slowly going to start approaching the final Ki. Big jump session comes through and WindowLife hits it.
Yeah, it's a chance now. This is the moment for WindowLife. He's got to make use of this. He's got to make use of this. So enri is going to be so far ahead if he takes this point. This ending Ki is real nasty, though. Oh,
there he goes!
From enri. Okay.
There it is! That's the threat gone! WindowLife now is in such a more comfortable position. And from one map, I don't think anybody expected WindowLife to outshine unless you religiously take the qualifiers as gospel. It is once again WindowLife to outshine enri on a skill set people really do not expect on paper. We heard it, we said it already. This map was do or die for this US mechanic superstar, but he's looking good into these final jump sections despite breaking. And with enri, with no weapon to fight back with, no threat emanating for him, WindowLife is going to be taking this hidden 1 for sure.
It's the moment now. Can WindowLife make use of this? enri's looked so good in these first few maps, but giving up a pick here, the last hidden pick goes against him. It was real close, though, real competitive. But WindowLife's got the aim, man, and there's a lot of aim in this pool he could use to try and keep himself in this game. Still plenty of chances here for the American player.
Yeah, and that was one of the big factors that I think drove some of these players to qualify so high, is that the raw mechanics needed to perform averagely well on most of these maps is what given players like WindowLife, who's got insane levels of skill cap, the edge. And I don't know if it's poetry or not, but second time in a row to see WindowLife outshine enri on hidden 1.
He's a hidden one player, man.
Yeah, granted,
That's
the
what he
last
is.
one, granted, Ramsey being a bit more of a shock. Still, a win on highest high is great. And
oh,
yeah.
wait. Oh, okay. Enri's. Wait, I don't know.
Wait,
That's
hold on.
WindowLife. That's a WindowLife pick, right?
Are we getting trolled? Are we getting trolled? Okay, it is WindowLife.
There we go. Okay.
I was just gonna say, Enri, I'm not sure you want to go into the same alley that you got jumped in, bro. I think you wanna maybe deviate, but thankfully that doesn't happen. WindowLife is gonna be leaning to no mod 1, seeing the strength that he's got on that aim mechanics. He's gonna completely benefit that even more. I'm going to Kitsune Yomairi, which is actually a Russian remix if you listen to the lyrics properly, which is kind of cool. But yeah. Yeah, there's no mod 1. Kind of a typical high-speed aim map. CS4, AR 9.8, 240 PPM. Decently comfortable if you're an aim player of this caliber into this tournament. If you qualified for this, most of the time you're going to be looking pretty decent on these aim maps. General fast jump pattern consistency. But aside from that, aside from a few tiny spikes, it's going to be kind of an even road here. Nothing too rocky, nothing too different, nothing too out of the ordinary here for these players.
Nah, this is... If you like aim, yeah, you're going to be fine here. I think these two will be fine here. But, you know, we just played aim. It was real close, but this is going to be more comfortable for WindowLife, you'd think. Get enough of that hidden. And enri onto that no mod now.
Oh, first blood. WindowLife goes down. Big combo's gone now. We're going to a little bit of a difficulty ramp up here. More jumps come through, and enri looking ever so comfortable here. 100% accuracy and still climbing in the score and the combo. He's making this look extremely easy. Big jump section has been hit. And a little bit of time to build himself a little bit of combo now, going into kind of a typical section of this map. And WindowLife has a tough hill to climb now. He's got to really hope for an unfortunate break from enri if he wants to establish anything here. 56,000, 58, and climbing in his way. And WindowLife drops again. This is looking really tough now. We didn't expect this at all. We didn't expect highest high previously, but I mean, hey, this is a unique one here. WindowLife struggling here. Not able to get a major combo on the board, whereas enri just looks completely unfazed.
The nature of no mod 1, I guess. You can be fine, but you just slip one note and you've lost so much score. It's happened to WindowLife twice, and enri has not dropped anything yet. Still half of this map to go. We're now past halfway. That score multiplier for enri is pretty major. He's going to have to break soon, or it's going to be looking like curtains here for WindowLife on this one.
I think this says a lot about enri's consistency here. Despite faltering on highest high, just completely moving on, completely recovering, and just resetting there. Look, this is the next map. This is it. I'm going to FC this thing. And so far, he's keeping himself that promise. Another drop from WindowLife is only going to secure it even deeper for enri. F says WindowLife. F in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. WindowLife accepts his fate. And enri just keeps on going. He doesn't want to stop. He wants to keep this train moving. 99.92% accuracy and climbing.
He's got the comfort now. He knows that he's not really being contested, so now he can breathe a sigh of relief. And, well, we'll see if we can take this play home, but this map is relentless, and it does get harder as it goes on. There's the break. Well, never mind, but hey, 660k. Making up for the last map, I think, there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the dude was a little upset. Hey, I lost hidden one, no fair. I'm going to beat him on no mod 1, just so I can get that easy bounce back and not let that get to me. Complete destruction here from enri. Is he cursor dancing that? enri!
He's just having a little spin, mate.
enri, not in front of the kids, enri. Come on. You've already won, good sir. But if this is established, if this score stays the same without any drops coming up after these jump sections here, enri, only a slider break between him and an unstoppable score. 747,000. A slider break was the only thing that got in his way. S rank for enri. Incredible stuff. That last map did absolutely nothing to the dude's mental. And not only that, completely slapping away WindowLife's hope. especially after that last map was established.
Yeah, well, they had the aim head-to-head. After dropping his hidden pick, I imagine he was kicking himself a bit, but he can taking that one back. He can give himself a pat on the back for that one, because that's a pretty big map for WindowLife. That's been taken away from him. 3-point lead. enri with the next pick again. Well, he's going to go with something else now. Both of the hiddens are gone. The hidden abuse is over. I'm sure WindowLife will appreciate that. But where does he go?
I think it's a good time now to mention our wonderful sponsors in Yuki-Aim. Thank you so much, Yuki-Aim. Always been a great sponsor for us here, helping us get the peripherals needed to reward our wonderful, exceptional players. And of course, big shout out to GamerSupps as well for sponsoring this tournament. Are you looking for some of the best damn energy drinks you're looking for here? Forget all the other stuff. GamerSupps is where you're at. We're doing a special 10% promotion for tomorrow. So be sure you get yourselves some banger GamerSupps on the next day. Not today. Not today. Be patient. I know you're eager, but tomorrow. But thank you very much for our sponsors. Always, always thankful. And let's get into our next map now. Nomad 4, picked by enri. This is his map now to establish a pick here, a final map before securing himself match point.
Yes, I do indeed like tech. I like weird sliders. That's this one. Lots of slider aim in this, lots of slider control. Not too many crazy bursts, not too many like of those tech streams you see, but there are plenty of snappy doubles and triples all the way through this. Just to keep you on your toes. Pretty hard one, this, honestly.
Yeah, this is a tough number 4. Extreme slider heavy. You can already see it here. Imagine slapping hidden on this. You wouldn't be able to do anything with this unless you're enri. But so far, so good for both of these players here. WindowLife still holding on to a good enough combo, despite struggling a little bit in the accuracy department, not being able to fight back and get himself a score advantage. But still keeping his guard, still standing his ground. Hitting that entire section now, going to a bit of a bridge to build up for the final section. Or not the final section, but the next section coming up. It's looking really, really even right now. But here we go. More rampant sliders.
Now we're talking. Now here's some 2023 mapping right here. Still real close. I mean, like we were talking about Ramsing earlier. This should be competitive, and that's exactly how it's panning out. There's the break, though. Oh, WindowLife with the drop.
We were just talking about it getting close. And after WindowLife hitting those massive sections that we're expecting maybe for him to keep it going. But despite that drop, enri's actually going to be the next one to trade it. And on top of that break once again. Combo game established here for WindowLife and a possible advantage that could get him secured as long as he holds on. The break has been shown. WindowLife is now aware. He knows what he needs to do. He's got 1/3 of the map left to go. And he's got to try and face up enri. But a double miss is going to completely reset it. No, as soon as it's shown, the first circle, basically the first pattern, completely shatters that advantage. And it's back to even squares now, even Steven, dude. 35,000 for enri, separating him from WindowLife. Is just going to keep establishing it with another break from Window. There's no combo he can get on the board. That was the only thing he could get. And with this final section just ramping up way too much in difficulty, there's nothing WindowLife can do. enri back on his feet, establishing that advantage and keeping it in his favor.
And two of the combo through that one from enri. Calm down, buddy. That finally seals a bit of a lead for him, though. Bit of an ending here. 50k to make up. It's gotta be a disaster for enri to drop this, right?
Oh yeah, enri has to quite literally like unplug his tablet in order for WindowLife to maybe come back in this. 50,000 list late in the game is a bit too hard, a bit too steep of a hill to climb, unfortunately, for WindowLife. But a good valiant effort at that, honestly. I'm glad to see Window potentially put up a fight, especially hitting those key eyes before the breaks ended up sealing it for him. And enri, with that Nomad 4 victory, is 1 point away from winning himself the first stage.
Oh, really close, really close. The tech head-to-head. It's been spicy in this match. Enri getting 200 combo through the hardest part of the map pretty much won that. So doing that one the hard way, earning that point for sure. And now, yes, 5-1, 1 point away from the dub. But WindowLife still has some maps on the board he could really use to put a dent into Enri here.
Yeah, indeed.
But look at it now. At this point, there's 5 maps left. We're playing at least 4 of them if you want to see a TV. To be fair, actually, any of the 5 maps remaining, I don't think they're super comfy for Enri in this matchup, although I imagine number 3 is probably quite good for Enri, but DT1, I'm looking at the DT1 here for WindowLife. Yeah. I'm looking at it.
I honestly think DT1's the only other option that WindowLife could potentially go for. And let me also mention this DT1 custom map by Nanoya, the only custom in this pool. But a banger at that. But now that we've got the maps established here, I thought I'd correct myself a little bit on our GamerSups sponsor. Free shipping is out for your GamerSups today, thanks to our wonderful sponsor. So if you want to go get yourself some GamerSups free of the shipping costs, go for it. Absolutely go for it.
Make it happen. Shout outs. Cheers for sponsoring us, guys.
Yeah, that is today for free samples, free shipping on your GamerSups. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow you get 10% off. Can't have everything. But today, if you want to get yourself some free tryouts, some free samples, get that shipping out. But let's get into our final map, potentially final map here.
DT1 head-to-head. The Nanoya special. Some linear aim in this, and the linear aim caught out WindowLife. So Enri with the early advantage on match point. Again, another long one. Plenty of time to run it back.
That early break from WindowLife. Looking really tough going into this first half. So much of this map has already progressed Doomsday, and it's just looking so dire for Window. Enri still looking really strong, holding on to that 500 combo advantage, and as long as that's solidified for a while, the pressure is going to be more and more applied to WindowLife. 190,000 score, nearly 2,000 splitting him. And with these major jump patterns still being hit by Enri, he's looking so dominant here. Window is putting up a decent effort, but for the guy to make a comeback like this, nearly 300,000 score, is such a tall mountain to climb, and Enri just doesn't want to let this go. He wants to get the score he's been waiting for. 900,000, nearly a million approaching him. Can Enri end this in style? Because I don't think Window can come back now. That singular break has completely sealed his fate in this round. Can Enri end it in style? Big jump session comes through, and he's done it. Enri ends the match with a beautiful FC on our double time 1, a custom double time 1 for Nanoya. Fantastic stuff. And with that, Enri is going to advance into the next stage, winner's side. And WindowLife, unfortunately, cannot stand today. But the next day, another week, maybe we'll see him bite back.
I'm sure we will. He's not out. Double elimination. But Enri's going to be taking that winner's bracket spot. The first win of MREK Grandmaster Cup will go to Enri. Big win. Some brilliant scores. 2 big FCs for Enri on this match. A fantastic start here. They got 3rd seed and they're continuing as they mean to go on. Looking really strong. WindowLife had a few solid maps there, but it wasn't to be today. Enri and WindowLife will be facing either, I believe, Karcher or Scroll, depending on who wins or loses that matchup next week. That's where they're heading off to. But there we go. There we go, Sheepa. Game number 1.
That's your first win of your first match of the MREK Grandmaster Cup. Absolutely incredible tournament, incredible matches to come up as well. You thought this game slapped. Just you wait. There's going to be more to come. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another match coming up very, very soon. I've been Sad Shiva. And thank you so much for watching. It's been an honor to cast with Doomsday once again. Thank you, Doomsday.
Been all good, man. It's a pleasure. Hopefully we can get another one.
Absolutely.
Hopefully many more bangers to happen. Of course, the next match is an absolute banger. At 17 UTC, into Kambing and Flying Tuna. We'll be going at it. In match number 2. That's only match number 2, dude.
I gotta be honest with you. That is probably the best matchup of this week. These guys, both respectively, are absolutely insane players. So I cannot wait to see that one myself. And I'm sure you guys are not even more excited than me. I'm sure you guys are way more hyped. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. In about 30 minutes time, it's Kambing Flying Tuna. We'll be duking it out in the early stages of this tournament, Doomsday. This matchup this early. Incredible. Incredible stuff. I've been Shiva, joined by Doomsday. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Take care, everyone.